My main thing was, getting that vehicle to complete stop, and it just happened to be, right spot, right time.
Hi, I'm Bucks County District Attorney Matt Weintraub. I have the great pleasure today to be here with Officer Ryan Bunda of Warminster Township Police Department, who actually has created quite a sensation with his selfless actions this past Wednesday. Ryan, welcome today.
Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome. Just to talk a little bit about your background, you're a police officer with Warminster Township. How long have you been on the job?
Yes, on the job total, approximately 6 years. With Warminster Township, 3.5 years.
And I'm sure you have all kinds of training, but I can't imagine that you were specifically trained for the incident that you found yourself involved in this past Wednesday, were you?
No, not at all.
And can you describe, I'm sure many people are going to see this video eventually, and I welcome them to watch it, but can you describe what you were doing before you had to spring into action?
I was actually listening to 94.1 WIP on the radio.
They were getting you worked up about the Eagles' chances?
Well, about the Phillies. And it just happened to be, right spot, right time.
And can you tell us where you were and what you actually came upon?
Yes, I was stopped at a red light on Newtown Road at the intersection of County Line Road. While positioned at the red light, I observed a white pickup truck. It was operating at very slow speed compared to the normal speed.
Very unusual, right?
Very unusual. From there, I observed the front passenger. He was frantically waving to me, trying to get my attention, as if a come here motion. I also observed the driver with both his arms straight up in the air, his wrist bent downward, and appeared to have some type of medical emergency. I knew that the vehicle would continue to travel 5 miles per hour approximately. Wasn't going to stop that way, so I had to act quick. And
let me ask you this: what was going through your mind when you're observing all of this?
my main thing was, getting that vehicle to complete stop and getting that driver the medical attention he needed.
So you immediately knew or suspected that you had a medical emergency on your hands?
Yes.
And tell us what you did.
From there, I gave chase to the pickup truck. Luckily, the driver's door was unlocked.
When you say gave chase, what are you actually talking about?
I ran after the vehicle that was still traveling approximately 5 miles per hour.
And I've had the advantage of seeing this video, but there's traffic going in both directions at this point.
Yes. I really didn't pay any mind to the traffic. Again, my main concern, getting that vehicle stopped, getting that driver safely out of the vehicle, and summon a medical attention to the scene so they can take care of that individual.
So when you got to the car, I guess it was a truck, right?
Yes.
When you got to the truck, to the driver's side door, what did you do?
I opened up the driver's door. I tried to pull the weight of the door towards me to stop the vehicle. It wasn't stopping that way. Then I looked down. I saw that the brake pedal was free. I was able to use my left hand and push down on the brake pedal. The vehicle came to a complete stop. And it just happened to be, ironically, passing in the opposite direction of a firefighter from Huntington Valley Fire Department. And he asked me if I needed help. Didn't even see who it was. Yes, acknowledged that I did need help. He came rushing over. I asked him to place the vehicle in the park and take the keys out of the ignition. He did so. From there, me and the Good Samaritan took the seatbelt off the driver. He was still having an active seizure, and we removed him from the vehicle and placed him in the grass area where eventually Central Bucks ambulance arrived on scene and transported the driver and his brother to the hospital.
I understand he's okay now?
Yes. Upon us placing him in the grass area, he was coming out of his seizure. And ironically, turned out he was taking his brother, who was the passenger, waving me down, to the doctor's appointment. And
Wow.
it turned he needed the medical attention himself.
You just never know when you wake up for your shift in the morning what you're going to face, do you?
That's correct.
Well, this is just a great example. I was talking to your chief before we started today, and he said that your motto in Warminster is selfless service. And I think this is just a perfect example. We tend to take for granted our police are protecting us. We really don't realize in all the ways that they not only are actively protecting us, but could spring into action anytime we ever need them. I personally am very grateful, and I'm sure that everybody that is watching this will be grateful too. Thank you very much, Ryan, for coming.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for having me also.
It's my pleasure. So this is Matt Weintraub, Bucks County District Attorney. I've been here with Warminster Township Police Department Officer Ryan Bunda, who was no less than heroic on an otherwise everyday, ordinary day on the job. You just never know when you're going to need a police officer. And thank goodness for that person who needed Officer Bunda, he was there. Be safe.